Today's video is all about boom arms and one brand new boom arm on the market. Bet you can't guess which brand it is.
News from the booth!
Hey everybody, welcome back to the VoiceOver Village. I'm Rick McIver, your arms dealer. Today we're going to talk all about boom arms. Specifically, we're going to look at the Rode PSA Plus that just came out. And I'm going to compare it against the old Rode PSA and an off-brand kind of look-alike for the PSA. So let's get into it. Voice actors love boom arms. It allows us to move the mic around and put it exactly where we want it so that we feel most comfortable when we're delivering text. Now, before we get too far down the rabbit hole on this, I want everyone here to know that all these arms are mine. Well, these arms are mine, but these boom arms are also mine. I bought them with my own money. I own them personally, and I've used them for quite some time. So there's no sponsorship here. I am not an affiliate of any company or any particular brand or reseller for that matter. So there's no links in my description as to where you can find these or anything. I just think it's important for you to have the information available when you go to make a decision on which boom arm you want to buy. So here you go. We're going to look at these in a somewhat random order. So if you're interested in something very specific, check the chapter markers in the description and maybe you can just jump to what you're looking for. There are a lot of boom arms to choose from, and one of the major players that is in the booming industry is Rode. Rode had this boom arm come out a long time ago. This is the original PSA. I've had it for a long time, probably close to 15 years. Gosh. And it's moved with me everywhere. It's had multiple desks, lots of different setups, lots of different offices, many different countries, as a matter of fact. I've had it for a long time, and it still holds up really well. I've had a couple other boom arms, and I'll show you one at the end of this video that you're just not gonna believe. What's most important in a boom arm is that it does what it says it's supposed to do, right? It puts the mic right where you want it, and then it's there. There's no extra noise when you move it. If you have to adjust, it's quiet, and it doesn't actually give you any trouble. The best kind of boom arm is a boom arm you don't really notice that much, and the PSA does that kind of job. This thing will go where you want it, right where you want it, and not give you any problems at all. I've really gotten my money's worth, so why in the flying monkeys would I want a new boom arm? Because I like boom arms. Don't judge me. They're cool. When ye old COVID hit, I needed to be on Zoom calls more, and so therefore I wanted to have a presence in this control room. I had this boom arm in my booth, but I really didn't have anything in my control room that I could use, so I went on the hunt looking for another boom arm. I wanted another PSA because this one had worked so well. Problem was, they were all sold out. Everyone else also wanted the PSA, so they were hard to find. This boom arm right here is the one I got from my control room. And even though it looks like almost identical to the PSA, it's not a PSA. It's by a company called Onstage. And Kyle, my guy at Sweetwater, hooked me up with it. I was skeptical at first because I'd had a couple other boom arms that were really awful. So I was pretty committed to getting the Rode. But he assured me, this is pretty good. Now, besides being the clone of the original PSA, does the same things. If you've had the original PSA, you know that this mechanism right here leaves a lot to be desired. When you hook one of these mics up to it, like this, that has the bottom, where the mic cable actually comes into the bottom, this Shure Super 55 or actually the SM7B, the way those mics hook up, you can't use the Rode the way it's designed. I have too many of these. So this brand, it hasn't let me down. I've been using it for almost 2 years now, and I use it a lot. I use it just about every day, and it does what it's supposed to do, which is get out of the way when I want it to be out of the way, puts the mic exactly where I want it when I need it, no noise, nothing. But then I heard that Rode was coming out with a new boom arm, the PSA Plus. Let's see if we can figure out what the Plus is. All right, you go away. You have to stay here because I'm talking into you, and you come over here. What's plus about it? Well, you know it's from Rode. This is kind of obnoxious. I just have to say, the sleeve is a great idea, actually. It helps keep any noise from the metal down, and it has these clips that are built in. But the logo? That big and bold? It's a little tacky. Let's take a look at what it looked like when I got it out of the box. So here it is, the Rode PSA 1 Plus. In the box is the boom arm itself. You have a desk clamp and a desk insert and the thread adapter from 3/8 to 5/8. I really like the way this is packaged. Mostly recyclable cardboard, which is nice. The boom arm is secure in there. It's not going to pop open on you. Here is the little desk insert that allows you to, if you have a standard hole in your desk for cables, that just fits right in there. And this is the desk clamp. I noticed right away a new feature of the new desk clamp. The old one had a metal bottom on it so that when you clamped it to the side of your desk, you might get scratches, but the new one does not. They put some rubber on the bottom, which is really quite nice, and I bet it helps to dampen some of the noise. Now, the wrap that goes around the boom arm warns you that the boom arm is spring-loaded, so be careful. Be careful. Not that it's spring-loaded like it's going to decapitate you or anything, but, you know, better safe than sorry. Just grab the edge of it there and it won't pop open. And when it does open up, it does not try to slice your head off. It just opens. Here's the little thread adapter. Now let's talk about the sleeve. The sleeve seems to be made out of a neoprene, kind of a stretchy material, and it's attached securely to the boom arm. So if you had thoughts of, oh, I'll just slide the sleeve off when I get it because I don't like the Rode logo, I don't think that's going to happen unless you cut it off. The clamps are secure and they're fastened either to the sleeve or the boom arm itself. Now the edge of the sleeve underneath it is actually some sort of rigid plastic. It runs the length, both the top and the bottom, so that you don't get crimping from when the boom arm folds and unfolds. Now, in my case, I liked the idea of being able to run a second cable along the boom arm. I use different cables from time to time for different purposes. It's not always an XLR. If it is an XLR, sometimes it runs directly into my camera, so I need to use this adapter, and it would be nice and cleaner on my desk if I could get this to go through. But as much as I tried to get this cable in particular to go through, I could not. I think because the end is an L shape and it's just too big to go through. Top, bottom, side, no matter what I tried. However, when I put in a USB-C to Lightning cable, it was able to go through the bottom, no problem. Another new feature of the Rode PSA Plus is this little plastic sleeve that goes on the base of the boom arm. I believe it's there to help when you rotate the boom arm left and right so that it glides smoothly, and maybe it actually helps to dampen some of the noise from the desk. That's great. However, it only fits in the new mount. If you have an old mount that you want to use or reuse, like the Heil wall mount that I have in my booth, or a different mount somewhere else, you have to remove the sleeve, and it's easily done. You just take a little screwdriver here like this, pop the tongue out, and it slides right off. It's just that easy. Now once you have it off, it should slide into any standard 1/2-inch mounting bracket. Perfect. Going on here is a lot going on here, so it's hard to know exactly which is which. But the one in front is the Rode PSA Plus. A couple of things that I noticed right off the bat with this that is an improvement. This mechanism right here, where you attach the microphone, is a little easier to operate. These have bigger knobs that are easier to loosen, tighten and loosen. So if you need to move the microphone, it's a lot easier to get it where you want it. I like that improvement. That's good. Also, this bit right here where the microphone attaches is bigger, it's knurled, it's easier to operate and get things secure. I like that too. Once you have your microphone screwed down nice and tight, and this is nice and tight, it still easily rotates, spins on there. It's quiet as well for what it's doing. That's interesting. I thought I didn't have it tightened correctly for the longest time, and I sat there and spun it over and over trying to get it to be tight. But it's actually a feature, not a bug. Now, obviously, we have to talk about the sleeve. It's, I think, in an effort to make it more attractive on camera, which I totally get. I mean, the old one kind of looks like one of those lamps, the lamp arms that are all bendy, like the Pixar lamp, you know? And that's not super attractive. I mean, it's okay, but it's not great. The new ones are sleek and sexy, so I guess the attempt was to compete with that. They put these kind of cloth sleeves over the metal beams. Otherwise, they seem exactly the same. You can route your mic cable on top of these clips all the way out, and that's kind of nice. The other ones have these little zip ties on them. Sometimes the cable slips around. It's not great, but in here, you know your cable's going to be secure. Rode supposedly has a new feature for the PSA Plus that it holds the microphone in the same configuration whether or not you have the boom arm extended or up or down or however you have it. The microphone stays upright, just like, the microphone stays upright, just like you set it. This may be true. However, it's true for pretty much all of the boom arms. Let me show you. I have this one set up. Microphone is upright. We'll change this one so it is pretty much upright. Okay, there it is. So let's look at, so these are the positions I want the microphones to stay in. What happens if I move the Rode PSA Plus? Look at that. The microphone stays upright. I can go up, microphone stays upright. Go way back here, microphone stays upright. That's nice. Here's the original PSA. I move it out. Look at that. The microphone stays upright. I'll go up. Oh, the microphone stays upright. I go all the way back here. The microphone stays upright. Well, maybe that's just a Rode thing. What about this guy? The whole microphone stays upright when you move the boom arm marketing is just that. It's marketing. That's all. I haven't made really any adjustments to this since I took it out of the box, and it is tensioned very nicely. This Super 55 is a heavy flippin' microphone, and it's able to go all the way out without actually any adjustments at all. It's tensioned very nicely. And it's quiet. I like quiet. If I have to move it in the middle of something, I don't want to hear squeak. That's bad. It has just about the same amount of reach as the old PSA, right? Now, granted, these are at an angle, so this one looks like it's going longer, but it's actually not. One thing that I do want to point out, though, is that this PSA, this is about as straight as I can get it without kind of tearing it apart, which I don't want to do. The new one goes down farther, so it's flatter to the desk if you need it flatter like that. That's kind of nice. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same as the original PSA. So if you have one and it's working just fine, I don't see why you'd need to get the new one, other than it's cool, man. So the original PSA, like I said, it's about $100. This one, if you can find it right now, they're hard to find, is a little bit more. I think it was like around $125, $130, somewhere in that neighborhood. I'm sure the prices will fluctuate as time goes by. Is it worth the extra $25? Maybe. You have to decide that. I got it because I need to put 2 boom arms in my booth. I have one right now, but I need a second one. I don't need. Need's a strong word. Want. I would like a second boom arm so I could hook up both my 416 and my KSM32, and I don't have to keep switching them back and forth for different projects. But wait, there's more. Seriously, though, I want to caution you against getting cheap boom arms. You'll see some on Amazon, and let me show you why. I bought one of them. I needed a shorter boom arm, and this one is definitely shorter than this, right? If you look, it comes in a little bit shorter than this one, which is fine. It's just, I needed a short one. This one was $50 on Amazon, and I think it was by Decino. I'll find it. I'll put up a picture. Anyway, I bought it and because it looked pretty much the same. However, this thing is so tight. Oh, God, this thing is so tight. It's almost impossible to move. Once you get it into a spot, you pretty much have to leave it there, and all you can do is rotate it in and out. And I've gone through and loosened these things up. I mean, they're so loose. They're so loose they just spin, right? They're loose as they can go without the thing just coming apart. So even though it might look like a Rode PSA, doesn't necessarily mean it operates like a Rode PSA. This one I would classify as junk. Ugh. I'm a voice actor. I don't have strong arms. I'm not supposed to do that. I'm looking forward to putting this brand new Rode PSA in my booth so that I have 2 boom arms that I can use. Okay, you're in the shot. Okay, fine. There we go. So that I can have 2 boom arms to use in the booth. One for my 416 and one for my KSM32. It's going to make life a little bit easier. So I mounted the first one to the wall of the booth, and it works really well using one of those Heil mounts. I'll need to do the same for the new Rode PSA Plus as well. This video shows exactly how to install the Heil wall mount. Pretty easy. It's a pretty good video. Check it out. Thanks for watching. I hope this has been helpful. Until next time.